They thought they could hide forever underground. They were wrong. It wasn't just a military campaign. It was a historical statement from the sky. That day, the sky in the Marib, Al-Baida region was not noisy. There was no warning. But death strikes like thunder without any sign. The U.S. Marine Corps F-35C fighter squadron, the Black Knights, did it one of the most precise airstrikes of the 21st century, penetrating the Houthis' most heavily protected bunkers, defeating an unprecedentedly complex air defense system from a non-state force. This is no longer war. This is an undeniable display of technology and power. No one expected that. In the middle of the dry, rocky mountains of Yemen, there was hidden the most sophisticated defense network the world has ever seen from a non-state force. For many years, the Houthis, with technical support from Iran, have built an underground system covering the peaks of Marib and Al-Baida. 6-meter-deep bunker, linked underground tunnel, temporary bridge, missile depot, logistics base, all arranged like an impenetrable maze. Their strategy is simple but dangerous. Appeared, opened fire, then disappeared. Each missile launcher only emerged for less than 3 minutes, then sank deep into the ground, where all reconnaissance signals became meaningless. This is no ordinary battlefield. This is an underground chess game between darkness and technology, between hiding and tracking. And America, this time, does not accept to play by the old rules. When the order to attack was given, the pilots of the Black Knights didn't just carry bombs, they carried a message. With the BLU-1009 bomb, considered the death claw of the modern Air Force, they punctured the most solid roof of the bunker. Each bomb weighs 900 kilos, penetrates concrete, solid rock, and compacted soil before detonating from inside. But that's just the beginning. As soon as the hole is created, GBU-31 JDAM, Intelligent Killer, was launched from a height of thousands of meters, rushed straight into the hole with an error of less than 5 Ms, hitting straight into the center of the ammunition depot. The explosion created a pressure column that shook the ground, blowing away all defense systems, transport vehicles, and ammunition reserves. This is no longer war by numbers, but victory by precision. 1 strike, 2 strikes strategy, open the door with bunker-busting bombs, and finish off with smart missiles without giving the enemy time to breathe. However, although the initial operation went so flawlessly that not a single warning siren sounded, the real hell began soon after. Because after the F-35C bombed and turned around, the Houthi air defense system suddenly activated, revealing a truth that many people still deny. The Houthis are no longer a backward rebel group. They have become an organized force, with depth and a clear strategy. During the past 5 years, more 50 military aircraft were shot down in the airspace of the Middle East, not by a country, but by the Houthi asymmetric defense network. Air defense systems are layered, from short-range weapons such as Igla, SA-7, ZSU-23-4, until medium-range like SA-2, SA-6, and finally long-range SA-75 Pataha system, can attack targets 100 kilometers away at an altitude of 25 kilometers. The danger does not lie in each individual weapon, which lies in how they are coordinated as a living organism. While the planes had to dodge mobile anti-aircraft missiles from below, old but still functioning radars were on the air, guiding medium-range missiles. And when everything seemed to be handled, the SA-75 suddenly shot up from afar, like a final punch to an enemy who had been caught off guard. Not only that, Houthi also integrates suicide UAVs and electronic jamming radar to create chaos on the battlefield, making it possible for even the F-35, famous for its stealth, to be detected if exposed at the wrong time. The pilots of the Black Knight Squadron understood this well. They are not fighting against a single system, but rather against a defensive ecosystem with tactics, layers, and contingency scenarios. 1 wrong step, 1 late turn, 1 ill-timed descent, and they can become a memory. Modern warfare is not just about destruction, it's about survival in the technological matrix that humanity has created. And to survive, they need more than bombs. They need weapons that the Houthis cannot see, with a radar reflection area of only approx 15 centimeters. Equivalent to a golf ball, this fighter appears on radar as a noise signal, a bird, a cluster of virtual waves. The fuselage structure is covered with layer of radar-absorbing material. Each surface is designed to be slightly curved. No reflection angle is large enough to return to enemy radar. Even the material used to make the chassis, 35% composite, also helps the aircraft absorb radar waves instead of reflecting them back. F-35 like a flying ghost, moving between the battlefield of hundreds of warheads but leaving no trace. But invisibility adjective. It is protected and amplified by a companion that carries no bombs, does not shoot bullets, yet paralyze the entire enemy battlefield with an electronic storm. PC's EA-18 Growler. At first glance, it resembles the F-18 Super Hornet, but under its wings lies a silent weapon, AN/ALQ-249. The latest generation electromagnetic jamming system maybe temporarily blinds air defense radars within a radius of dozens of kilometers. It doesn't need to attack, just be an opponent. Loss of ability to see target, and that was a victory. In addition, Growler also carries AGM-88 HARM anti-radar missile, capable of automatically locking on targets when the enemy's radar turns on. If a Houthi control station accidentally sends out a signal, the missile will automatically hunt down and destroy it. Not stopping at jamming, Growler also targets simulation. Change the electronic signals of the F-35 itself, causing Houthi radar to misread the data. One plane is seen in 3, or as a virtual image, while the real one quietly approaches, bombs and retreats. This is no longer a physical war. This is a war between numbers, frequencies, and illusions. And in that world, the F-35 and Growler did not fight, but disappeared. And then, when it reappeared, the target was destroyed. And then, when the Houthis' dense air defense network became useless, when radars were blinded, when navigation systems were jammed, and when enemy signals were just meaningless flashing dots on the screen, then the finishing blow is delivered. The F-35C slid into the final strike zone like a shadow. No one saw it. No one heard it. But the bomb has fallen. The target has been hit. And the outcome is irreversible. BLU-109, Bunker Breaker, opens the door to hell. And then JDAM, a smart weapon, flew through the newly created crack, destroying the entire warehouse of missiles, ammunition, and equipment in the blink of an eye. There is no counterattack. There are no warnings. No chance. Before the Houthi forces realized what was happening, the sky became eerily quiet. The F-35C disappeared as if it had never been there, and the Growler retreated without leaving any radiation signals. And the only thing left on the ground is the smoldering ruins of an armory once believed to be impregnable. However, what really matters is not the attack, but the message it carries. The United States did not just destroy a bunker. It destroyed the belief that modern guerrilla technology could help a non-state force fight against global power, not just knocking down defenses, but destroy the hidden strategy of the countries behind the Houthis. This is a strong warning to Iran and anyone testing America's patience. The message was clear. We don't need an army, we just need a flying shadow. And when that shadow appears, you've already lost. This campaign will be recorded in history not because of its destructive power, but because precision, perfect coordination between stealth, electronics, and strategy. It opened a new chapter in the way war was waged, not by quantity, but by intelligence, not with loud noise, but with deadly silence. And perhaps, what makes the world shudder, not what they saw, which is what they never saw, until it was too late. The attack ended in absolute silence, the kind of silence that chilled those watching from afar. No sirens, no gunfire, no warning signal. There was only one brutally precise blow, and then ashes, and a question hanging in the air. What just happened? But the scary thing is not in the results. It's in how it's done. Houthis are not weak. On the contrary, they possess a multi-layered air defense system with technical support from a regional power. They have radar, missiles, suicide UAVs, retreat, hide, shoot, dive strategy. And they used to make stronger countries wary. But this time, everything failed for one reason. The attacker did not fight the same way. Instead of attacking with numbers, they used stealth. Instead of massively overwhelming them, they used electronic warfare. Instead of showing off their strength, they chose deadly precision. The Black Knight Squadron not only destroyed a target, but also disrupted an emerging pattern of asymmetric warfare in the Middle East. The message they left in the skies over Yemen was not just for the Houthis. It is for all those who are quietly testing the boundaries of American power. The message is, we don't need an army. We don't need to occupy land. We don't need to land troops. We are just one click away. A signal. A balloon that can fly. And everything ends. In an age where war is determined by speed, intelligence, and technology, each successful mission like this is not just a military victory, but a new chapter in the doctrine of global deterrence. Because now, the strongest person is not the one with the most weapons. It's someone who doesn't need to shoot much. But every shot is fate. In modern warfare, victory is no longer measured by the number of bombs dropped or the territory occupied. It is measured by precision, surprise, and the ability to keep the enemy from understanding what has just happened. The Black Knights' attack on Yemen was more than just a successful military campaign. It was a declaration of a new era, where flying shadows could change the entire global strategic landscape. And perhaps, the thing that scares the world the most, it's not what they see. It was something they had never seen before, which caused them to lose. If you find value in today's story, please press the like button to support for more in-depth strategic analysis content. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the latest videos about military, war technology, and global news developments. Please leave a comment below. What do you think about this campaign? Is this the war model of the future? Thank you for watching until the end of the video. I am Military Vortex, and I'll see you at this time tomorrow, in another perspective, another story, where strategy and technology intersect between darkness and light.